Okay. Hi, this is Iceblu333. Currently, it is March the 13th, 2026. It's Friday the 13th of March. So here we are again. I said that pretty much I was gonna make a video today because it's Friday the 13th, and I just want to do a whole bunch of mischievous stuff today. I trolled another astrologer on Twitter, just like an hour or two ago, because I was like, it's Friday the 13th. Let me just do some crazy stuff or whatever. Um, let's see here. I made a video yesterday on the 12th of March, and I was talking about RFK Jr. Him talking about basically trying to restrict the amount of sugar that's inside of coffees, and I think reportedly Starbucks and what all these other coffee chains or whatever. And so what I forgot to mention in that last video was the fact that Bloomberg, all the way back when, Michael Bloomberg of New York, I believe, he basically restricted the size of like sodas that could be sold inside of I think the state of New York. And so I'm like, and when he ran for president, a lot of people was like, they were trying to say that Donald Trump was a dictator, but it's if you look at Bloomberg, that's in my opinion a dictator, a man who's trying to restrict the size of the sodas you can actually purchase from a store. I mean, all you're gonna do is just go back and buy like two. I mean, you're gonna go and buy like two sodas or get a refill. So I mean, it makes no sense to restrict the size of sodas. Anyway, so in this video, sorry, I wasted 2 minutes. I guess I'm gonna just go over like pretty much like how I became the infamous astrologer Iceblu333 on Astrologer. And I think I've already said this before, but I'm just gonna sit up and just ramble a little bit today because I mean the astrology, the next important astrology is going to happen tomorrow and the next day on the 14th of March and the 15th of March, and that's when for Hillary Clinton her progressed moon will oppose her natal Pluto. And the last time this happened was on December 4th, 1998. And that was 15 days before Bill Clinton's impeachment, so it was probably the Congress processing the articles of impeachment. The reason why this date is so important is because on so that's March the 14th, 2026 for Hillary Clinton. Because so on March the 15th, 2026, transit retrograde Mercury will conjoin transit Mars inside the sky. And every time transit retrograde Mercury has conjoined transit Mars in the sky, it's been there have been like a huge trough of information released in regards to Epstein, Prince Andrew, Virginia DeFrey, internet outages, and just major revelations in regards to Epstein. And they have not released the Richard Kahn deposition yet. So who knows what might come up with that. But I'm going to stop right there in regards to the astrology because I've already went over this so many times. I'm like, So how I became the infamous astrologer Iceblu333. So all the way back when, what was it? I started with 2017. So my best friend, she committed suicide on, I believe, May the 5th, 2017. But also I lost my my job at a cell phone company when I believe April the 11th, 2017. So like a whole bunch of traumatic stuff happened all at once in a span of like a month. So flash forward to 2018, I'm working at a temp job or a temp company, and pretty much I think there was a Mega Millions or a Powerball lottery ticket that apparently went unclaimed, and the time for it to get claimed, it was almost expiring, and so I said, you know what, I could probably use astrology to figure out a way to beat the lottery. And so because my career just went straight to hell, just went straight to shit. And so I mean I kept trying to apply to get to go to another cell phone company or whatever, and every time I tried to get there, something would block me or someone would block me. And so I said, so things got so bad that I tried to start working at a banking company, and the interview went good, but for some reason they still didn't pick me. So it's like things got so bad that I was like, you know, I have a better chance of winning the lottery. than to actually get a desirable job. So, and back then I was more professional than I am now. Because if you go to my Astro Seek page or whatever, you'll see that I say a whole bunch of fucked up shit because I don't care anymore. My career's fucked, so it's like, you know what? Anyway, but this happened later on. So, yeah, I said I had a better chance of winning the lottery than to get a desirable job. So, I started getting a little bit more serious about astrology. I got into astrology around 2012 when I got into like a relationship with somebody not a relationship, it was a situationship, and pretty much I was just using astrology to try to anyway, just to figure out the relationship or whatever, or and so that's how things started. And then, but in 2018, I heard that people could try to predict the future or try to increase their luck in regards to find the best times to maybe play the lottery and win. Because the job that I was at, the temp job I was at, it's like I was just on the verge of getting fired from there too, and I eventually did get fired from there too. So I was just basically in limbo, trying to work at a temp job, and then I would get fired and get unemployment, and then get a temp job, end up getting fired again, getting put back on unemployment, and I was like, man, I think I literally have a better chance of beating the lottery than to actually keep a job or get a desirable job. Anyway, so finally in 2019, I interviewed at another cell phone company, and I'm supposed to start, and on the day I'm supposed to start or whatever, they tell me not to come in, and so I'm like, okay, and so I wait a week. We wait a week, and pretty much after the week or whatever, the manager he said something weird, but he allows me to come to work, and come to find out that he put somebody else at my place on the day I was supposed to come in, and then they ended up just basically filing the person who took my place or whatever. They filed a false harassment claim on me, and I'm like, anyway. And around that time, on the same day that my friend committed suicide on 2017, I broke up with my ex because I was in a state of despair and desperation, and I just needed the person who committed suicide. That was the person I tend to talk to in regards to like everything, and so. And my ex was like somebody who we weren't serious like that. But anyway, but in 2019 I was trying to get back with my ex or whatever. So I wasn't even studying this person who filed a harassment claim with me. But anyway, so in the end, my whole career got fucked up because of that. But in the end, those people, the manager and her, and apparently probably somebody else, ended up they were gone when I looked at LinkedIn. In regards to that same job, after they got rid of me and I filed a complaint. I filed the EEOC claim and all this other stuff, whatever. Anyway, so I was on Astro Seek, but I was not making any posts in regards to messages and creating farms. And so, but I was on Astro Seek. I think I started getting serious about learning astrology, I believe, around 2018. But I never made any posts on Astro Seek in regards to talking to people or trying to get any information from other people. So I filed an EEOC claim on, I believe, May the 28th, 2019, because of the whole situation in regards to this job or whatever. All the while, I was also working at a temp job, and so I think I got a letter inside of the mail on May the 28th. 2019, they said that my EEOC claim, that they weren't going to go through with it, but they'll give me the chance to sue the company or whatever in regards to the entire situation, because I guess they didn't take it serious because we was in the middle of the Me Too movement, which, in my opinion, was started off in regards to it was pushed in regards to the feminine movement because of Hillary Clinton, and there's this huge push in regards to anyway, female rights or whatever. And even though women already have rights and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But so there was a lot of people that was just saying, "Oh my God, Epstein and Donald Trump and misogyny and all this other stuff." When I'm like, "Look, I'm not after no damn body. I was actually after my ex, and I was trying to get back with my ex in 2019." But anyway, the point. So I think I got a letter days before May the 28th, maybe that declined my EEOC claim. But on May the 28th, at the temp job I was working at, I ended up getting fired on May the 28th. And so that's when I no. I filed an EEOC claim, and but I didn't go completely through with it. And so on May the 28th, I think pretty much I got fired. And then so that's why I said I'm going to fully submit this EEOC claim. And also on May the 28th, I think was the first day that 2019 was the first day I made a post on Astrologer. And I was pissed this day. I was angry this day because nothing was going right. I was doing everything right. And nothing productive would come of it. And if something productive did come of it, it's like it would just get me further inside of like a fucked up situation. And keep in mind that around May, I think April or May of 2019, I had a progression of Saturn. And so I should have known that. Well, I did know that something bad was gonna come up of it, but I was like hoping for something, hoping for the best. Anyway, so that was like the start of me making posts on Astrologer. And so now to the more crazy part. So on Astrologer, like I was pissed off at the feminist movement. I was pissed off at the LGBTQ movement. I saw that there was a lot of lies that were being pushed in regards to Donald Trump. And then there was just all this propaganda that was going on. And so I'm pissed off because of this stuff it caused the loss of my career. And so I would so it started off with me just asking questions about astrology. And then you would get these Democrats or whatever pushing this child transgender ideology in regards to children. And then you also had some dude came on his phone, and he posted up. I mean, he didn't post it in his bio. He had a picture of him naked, and so, but I didn't get a chance to see it, and so he was reported before I got to see it, and then so then he got deleted, but then he came back, and this time I got to see everything, and so he became a problem for the forums, and so finally I said, you know what, I'm gonna start trolling this damn dude, and so I messaged this guy. I was like, oh my God, it's so big. Referring to, you know what I'm referring to. And so he was like, females only. I was like, but it's so huge. And I don't think that you could block people at that point in time. So I started trolling this damn dude. And so I said so much crazy, fucked up shit. Because keep in mind, I had already lost my career. I was angry. And like, you already had people pushing this feminist bullshit. There was all and then also, and even though, yes, I do. Let me pause a second to get the correct frame this correctly. Okay, so I agree with the women's rights. Like I said, I agree with the. I mean, agree. I am pro-choice. But I think in the farms they were pushing LGBTQ ideologies on people. I mean, in regards to children and on people, and so that's what got me. And then, moreover, in regards to the feminist movement or whatever, I'm referring to the things that they were saying about Donald Trump and him being misogynist, racist, and all this other stuff, or whatever. So that's what I'm referring to. But moreover, they were also pushing these LGBTQ ideologies. And so me, being who I am, I went along with it, but I added a little more common sense to the situation. Like I said in one of my previous videos or whatever, there was this one 70-year-old woman. She was saying that she believed in trans children, and I'm like, okay, well, what about children that say that they claim to be Superman? They believe that they can fly, and what how do you justify that, and so on. And when we went back and forth, and then we had the Black Lives Matter situation that went on, and I do believe I do agree with Black Lives Matter, but more so I believe that everybody's life matters because everyone is subjugated to just abuse by this system, by police officers, by etc. So moreover, I pushed a lot of common sense situations. I mean, it's common sense, but also I've said so much fucked up shit, so much crazy, insane, fucked up shit that I don't even remember. I got a whole forum. I had a whole forum called let me pause a second to get the correct Okay, so I created a whole forum called if anyone wants to direct message me nude photos, I'm down. Because there was one dude. How did I start this forum off? I said, this post is in regards to a new and now removed user named Horny. Horny posted a picture of their butthole and balls as their profile picture and was eventually removed. I'm just giving the context so there's no confusion. This post is not random and is basically for craps and giggles. Sarcasm. But I'm serious about the news. Send them if you want. I don't really care. And I put an edit too. This is a joke forum. If you did not get the hint from the first edit, but if you actually do send me news, I will not mind. I'm not that sensitive to lewd images. It's that simple. This forum is for shits and giggles. And so I renamed it to Iceblu333's Blue Comedy Forum because people are so butthurt and ass hurt these days that they'll just jump on something and just not get the full context until it's like too late. But so people would post like nude photos, and they would have to get removed by Peter 9. And so I was like, I want to see this show. I want to see this show because I'm like, astrology is boring. And so I just started just making crazy, random, fucked up posts because I'm like, look, my career's fucked up. I'm pissed off at everybody. And I would just go on like drunk tirades and rants and just start trolling everybody. And that's how I became the infamous astrologer Iceblu333. I would just get drunk and just start saying random shit and just trolling people. I was really trying to get banned. But I guess because I brought some common sense to a place where a lot of people, they just didn't seem to have common sense. Peter 9, who's like, well, I'm not going to put words out of Peter 9's mouth. But I guess I can only assume that Peter 9 probably thought that, you know what, he's going after the people that's posting, that's trying to post nude photos. And it's funny. After I created this forum called Um, if anyone wants to direct message me lewd news photos, I'm down. People stop posting nude photos because when they would do it, I would just go to their messaging their messages, and I just started being like, you know what, that's kind of big. So tell me about this and tell me about this. I would just troll the shit out of them, and then it got to the point where one dude he always messed with these females. He was like a womanizer, and like he was like, how come you get away with all this shit? But like if I say some stuff about a woman or whatever, I get they'll try to ban me or put me in whatever. And so keep in mind, I'm not serious about anything I say, and I didn't like to get direct message because I'm not there to make friends or enemies. Well, yeah, I'm not there to make friends or enemies. The only person I really wanted to be with in real life was my ex. The only reason why I was there was to try to figure out a way to find the best astrology to beat the lottery and retire. That's all I really wanted to do. And so I said, so basically I was like you could say a troll, but also a guard dog in regards to just liberal. I'm not liberal. I just say democratic ideals. And so I would challenge anyone who came up in regard and said some stupid shit about Donald Trump, or just said some stupid shit in general in regards to trans children and children mutilating their genitalia. Not that. See, I'm yeah. And don't get it twisted. I'm not against gay rights or the LGBTQ rights. It's just that leave the fucking children alone. And I know I said a lot of fucked up shit. My whole joke form is full of sexual crazy shit. I'm like, I was joking. I was drunk, and honestly, like you needed some comedy there to lighten up the mood because everybody there was like they seemed like they had a stick up their ass. And if that wasn't the case, they thought there was the shit, and they were just yeah. So you needed to have like some kind of jester there to manage things. And that's why I did best. And I guess that's why, in my opinion, Peter 9 didn't ban me. After all the shit all the crazy stunts and shit that I pulled. Do I regret anything that I said or did? No. There were some days I got too drunk and said some fucked up shit, but oh well. Anyway, I want to probably start end this video at like 25 because this was going to be a serious video today. There was something else I was supposed to talk about inside this video. Oh yeah, so in like my real and like my recent life. Let me pause a second. Anyway, but let me continue a little bit though. So on this farm, this blue comedy farm or whatever, I would just say so much just like fucked up shit. Like here's like one thing, because like I said, my career was fucked, and my career is fucked now. So I mean, like an example, I'm like, look at my giant peaches or whatever. I'll just say some fucked up shit. Or my giant eggplant, and I have a picture of it because I'm thinking back to when this person, they filed a false harassment claim, and I'm like, I didn't really say, I didn't even, yeah. And so I just took that, and I'm like, okay, if people just get offended by me not even really, I really did not mean anything sexual about the situation, and they just, but anyway, in regards to whatever happened to me in my career. Anyway, I'm not even finna go there because if you look at the track record and if you, anyway, in regards to the situation in regards to my career, it took me a long time to find out that these people, they hid the schedule. Well, they did not tell me that this person replaced me before I got the job, and then they would not let me get the schedule so I can actually see what was actually going on in regards to them replacing me. And then when I finally said something to the upper management or whatever, and I showed them the schedule, that's when everybody seemingly got fired. So anyway, I'm not even gonna go there anymore. it's over with. But it is what it is. So I use that as a basis of like, I don't give a fuck about people just being so sensitive about like things that don't really, yeah. Anyway, so point. Let me pause a second. So I said a lot of fucked up shit. So moving on. So to my current life or whatever. So a couple of days ago, it is pitch black dark outside. It's nighttime. I mean, and I'm thinking about might possibly getting like raided by the FBI or whatever for what reason, I don't know. Maybe they saw that I predicted Charlie Kirk's assassination, and they're like let's question this guy. um. So a couple nights ago, it's pitch black dark outside, and so this truck pulls up, and it's like, keep in mind, I'm watching a scary. I'm watching Scream. I think it's Scream 6 or Scream 5, one of them. So I'm watching Scream, and I'm in the middle of a jump scare. And this truck, I guess it's a UPS truck, pulls up, and it's 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And I'm thinking about the Clintons or some kind of shit trying to take my ass out. And so it scared the shit out of me. Let me just move on. So the next day, which was yesterday, the 12th of March. All I know is like around the same time, it's 8:30 at night. I hear a fuck ton of police officers just pull up at around my house, and then next you know, I walk outside, and so I walk around the house or whatever, and I see that the police officers are at least like a mile up the road. But then this helicopter shoots across the sky, and then circles around, and then comes back, and then lands a mile away from my house. And so I'm just simply like, are y'all gonna lock me up now? am I gonna finally meet Cash Patel? Because this sounds stupid, but anyway. So apparently last night there was a medical emergency that happened near my house. Apparently, that's what was reported to me. And so I was like, I wasn't freaking out. I was like, yes, finally, some action. Is the FBI gonna finally lock my ass up or something? I don't know. Is anything interesting gonna happen in regards to my YouTube channel possibly kicking off? Because I mean, that would be probably like a badge of honor for the FBI to pop and be like, look. Anyway, so let me see here. Let me pause a second. Okay, so I'm still on the helicopter doing a loop around my house and landing like a mile away from my house. Okay, so I wasn't freaking out. I expected something to happen because I saw the astrology. I saw that transit Mars was going to conjoin transit Rahu inside of the sky on the 12th around that time. But also transit Venus was going to be at the same degree as when transit Mars was going to conjoin transit Ketu inside transit Rahu inside of the sky. But it was going to be inside of a different sign, I believe, or yeah. So I expected like some crazy stuff to go down. And so my crazy ass, I had my binoculars, and I'm at the edge of the road, like with my binoculars, like, you're gonna come get me, and I had my teacup inside of one hand, sip my tea, and the binoculars inside the other. Let me paint this picture for you. Let me pause a second. Okay, so here I am, sitting inside the road like this. I'm like, because at this point, my life is so fucking shitty. I'm like, look, the best thing you do right now is snipe my ass. And crazy enough, the helicopter pointed it like it's like right at me, and I'm like, it's dark, so you shouldn't be able to see me, but it's I'm like 2, maybe 3 miles away. I said a mile, but it's probably like a mile or 3 away. So I'm like, why are they looking at me? And so I made sure I had both hands. You can see both hands. I had my binoculars inside of one hand, and my teacup inside the other. And early inside the night, I sometimes I do checks around the house to make sure nothing is around the house, whatever. So I keep my pistol. I keep my pistol on me. And so I put my pistol down because I'm like, okay, if the FBI is coming after my ass, I'm like, look, knowing my ass, knowing my crazy ass, I already strip butt ass naked and come out of the house like, look, you want me to catch you still? Come and get me. Come and get me. I've been waiting. Get a news media something to talk about. Because, like I said, has your life ever been so shitty that it's like, you're like, you know what? Finally something interesting happens. Anyway. You're like, I can only imagine. Like, Cash Tail probably, or the FBI saying like, look, why what you really want to get like arrested or whatever? You're gonna be eating bologna sandwiches for the rest of your life. No mayonnaise, no cheese, just bread and bologna and stale fruit. Whatever, I'll manage. Has your life ever been so fucking shitty? So fucking shitty that you're like, whatever. Like, you know what? I'm not saying it can't get worse, because it definitely can't get worse. It can always get worse. Hell always has another basement for you. But I'm just simply like, you know what? Nothing's happening. I expected some stuff to happen, and I do expect some things to happen towards the end of May in regards to my personal life, because the astrology shows that I think I have a progression of Mars late May, and like a lot of transits going on like late May, and another progression in regards to Mercury. So it's like a lot of stuff's going to happen around May, and that's how I know that that something's up with my prediction in regards to Final Judgment. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just go to my Twitter account or my True Social account. I don't think you can go to Astrologer, and you can look at just click on my anyway, just do search in the search bar Final Judgment, right? And you can see the astrological lore that I typed up in regards to what's to come around May 2026. So let me pause a second because I can't think straight. Okay, but that's how I know that around like May, something huge could go down. Now I did say a while back, I believe I said that on June, I said for the date of June the 2nd, 2025, that I might have like some kind of something going on with YouTube or whatever, because I think my progressed Venus made an aspect to my natal moon, but nothing came up in regards to me personally around that date. But on June the 2nd, 2025, that's when an article was released in regards to I think there's a YouTuber, her name is Lisa Haven. She posted a video called They Found the Files. And I think around the time, that's when Chuck Grassley, they said something about they found some kind of files or whatever. And also, anyway, so I'm not going to, my point is that I'm not going to get ahead of myself, because I made a claim that on June the 2nd, 2025, that I could probably have a YouTube sponsorship around that time or whatever. But that never came up. Maybe what I said, maybe I said something around that time, June the 2nd, 2025, that manifested something inside of reality. Maybe they actually did find some files. And with those files, it led to them actually going to finally talk to Ghislaine Maxwell to solidify what they found. And then which is going to finally lead to the takedown of Bill Clinton. And that's going to be around, you will see a climax in regards to that in the month of May. And then the end of it, roughly around on July the 20th, 2026. And then another shocking event should come up around like August the 9th, 2026. But that's around also the time that Donald Trump, he starts to have bad astrology. He goes into survival mode. But so I've been looking at these progressions going on inside my chart. These are slow moving planets. So I think there's something around something happened around June the 2nd, 2025, that may lead to to something else in the future. But my overall point is that it shows my chart that around May 2026, something I say possibly could be huge. So, yeah. I was supposed to have stopped at 35 minutes. So is that the end of my ramble? I believe so, because I don't want to spend all day trying to upload this video. You pause a second to make sure that that's everything I want to say about saying this video, because I just want to ramble today. I want to sit up and want to just make a video on Friday the 13th. And I guess my overall theme I wanted to say was that I'm not perfect. I've said a lot of fucked up shit, a lot of crazy sexual stuff, or whatever. A lot of on Astro Seek, because I was pissed off. I'm like, look, my career is over with in regards to what I want to do in regards to my career. And I mean, I was recently watching this interview that Sean Ryan did of let me get his name. This priest, what is this exorcist or priest? Let me pause a second to get his name. Okay, so I think he's an exorcist or a priest. His name is Chad Ripperger, or Ripperger, I guess, or Rippergear, Chad Rippergear, or Ripperger. But my point is that, me personally, I never wanted to be an astrologer. This is my worst nightmare. To be talking about some like, I would have said that the person is crazy in regards to just doing astrology and all this spiritual woo-wah stuff or whatever. And then the stuff, and then I've studied it, and the stuff started synchronicity started lining up. You start to see things and patterns. And so, weirdly enough, I was watching this interview that Sean Ryan did with Chad Ripperger, and it's funny that he also said that he never wanted to be an exorcist, and he said that he would not be an exorcist, but somebody asked him to do it. The same thing kind of played out with me. I never, ever in my life, in any life, could have imagined that I would become an astrologer, which I'm not getting paid for it, so I'm like, anyway. I guess my point is that you will never know where you will end up at during and after your Saturn return, which begins at age 27 and should end around age 34, or no, age 36, because I still feel the effects of my Saturn return. So hopefully on my 36th birthday or whatever, who knows? Maybe my life will go back to normal. Maybe my ex will come back, and maybe I run into a lot of money and whatever. I mean, transit Uranus will enter the sign of Gemini, and Uranus will be conjunct my natal moon, I think. And my moon rules my career. So who knows? Maybe my career will have a shocking blast off, or whatever. And maybe something I say will just come true. Anyway. But all the while, I have a progression to Mars, I think, around this time, right? And so it's like something bad happens, but it's manageable. It's not like it's Saturn. Now, Hillary Clinton, she's having her Saturn, her progressed retrograde Saturn conjoin her natal Saturn. So it's like something huge and blocking is happening inside of her life. And for Bill Clinton, like I said in my previous video, Uranus, in regards to progressions, is a higher octave of Saturn, and again, Saturn is a malefic. So something bad happened for Hillary Clinton around March the 10th, 2025, and something shocking and crazy and bad happened for Bill Clinton around October 11th, 2025. And keep in mind, like a month later, I think Danny Williams Clinton, he released this book called The Forgotten Son. So, and also keep in mind that for Bill Clinton, that his progressed Uranus began to retrograde like 2 days before Danny Williams Clinton was born. And also keep in mind that for Bill Clinton, his progressed moon is going to make an aspect to that. His progressed retrograde Uranus conjoining his natal Uranus on the date of, now his progressed moon is going to make an aspect to that conjunction on the date of August 9th, 2026. And that just means a shocking emotional event. Who knows? Danny Williams. It might come out that Danny Williams Clinton is Bill Clinton's biological son around that date. But who knows? Who knows what might come up? Anyway, so I wasted so much time. I think I want to end it. Let me see. Is there anything else I want to talk? Oh, I want to just push out into the ether. My overall point was to say that I'm not perfect, so I'm not going to criticize. What I can say is I'm not a fucking pedophile, but I said a lot of fucked up shit. What I can say is that I never pushed the trans ideology in regards to children. And if somebody wants to come at me and say that, oh, you said so much crazy and nasty stuff, whatever, online. However, a lot of these Democrats pushed these trans ideologies in regards to children into the, and they signed documents and bills and voted for the pushing of that agenda in regards to children. So a lot of these Democrats are no better than Epstein, in my opinion. So if anybody wanted to judge me in regards to anything that I've said online, I mean, in my opinion, a lot of you are no better than Epstein in regards to the ideologies that you push or pushed. So I think that's why I want to end it. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Well, bye for now.